it got to a point where like it was really pushed. We've gone into private worlds before. I would just stand there while he did his thing, you know?
Hey guys, sorry to interrupt, but I noticed a huge portion of you are not subscribed. If you enjoy my content, or if any of you have been helped by any of my videos in the past, then please hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. It only takes 1 second and it really helps a lot. Now let's get back to her story.
I guess it really started when me and my family are not on the best terms. That caused me to kind of like shut myself out in a lot of ways. So recently, this past 2 years, I've just been on VRChat a lot. When you're on this game a lot, you become kind of attached to the people you meet. I know internet friends come and go just like real friends, but a lot of them like help me a lot in ways, and a lot of them gain my trust. But there's just one person in particular that I guess I like trusted too fast. They were much older than me. I'm not gonna say my age, but they were around almost 9, 10 years older than me. It first just started out as one of those online relationships where like we would visit each other in public world and friends plus worlds and stuff. And it just happened to like come to a point where this man had started grooming me in a way like I didn't even realize it at first. Every single moment I was with him, I was being accused of being a horrible, horrible person. He'll say like, "Oh, you're such a horrible person, like do this for me." It started out very innocent. "Oh, like, can you make a kissing sound for me? Oh, can you give me a virtual hug? Or you can only sing to me. You can't sing for other people." And I was like, "Oh, well, okay." He kept complimenting me. "Well, you're so good." He had told me he was a vocal coach. So he was like, "Oh, maybe we could go to a private world and practice." And I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure, whatever." Like at that time, I didn't really care. I was like, "Oh, yeah, like this is a great friend, a great opportunity for me to improve." I would say okay to all these things, even though I was like, "Oh, but I want to sing for other people," or "I don't want to kiss you virtually. That's kind of weird. I don't really like that type of thing. I don't like ERP," stuff like that. And it got to a point where like it was really pushed where he almost wanted me to like ERP with him. And okay, I'm not gonna lie, we've gone into private worlds before. I would just stand there while he did his thing, you know. He white knighted me a lot. I didn't really know that white knighting was a thing, of course, because I was still kind of new to VR chat. Any person who kind of approached me, he would shoo off. So I usually go to public worlds to sing and stuff. Like, I'm not the best singer, I'll admit, but like I just love to like have people listen to me and like be happy and like be in a good mood around me. But like my main reason for being on VR chat was to meet new friends. So there was like a period of time where he was my only friend. It was really tough for me. I was always feeling lonely, and it gotten really bad to a point where like he would message me every single day, and if I didn't reply to him, he would get very angry. And then he would say, "Oh, you're like a terrible person." I was very uncomfortable. And it had gotten to a point where there was like 2 months almost of where I didn't really go outside too much. I was always messaging him, and like because of this person, I had no time at all. I could be doing this and that. I don't have to talk to this person. This person isn't holding me hostage. So when this person, who is 10 or so years older than me, confessed to me, I was like, "Oh, I don't want to lose this person's friendship, but I don't want to accept their confession." But I ended up accepting their confession just as this person had become someone very important to me in a ways that like it was very toxic in general. Like there was a lot of signs that I could have seen, like I see now, but like before I didn't see. They groomed me a lot. I think grooming is really weird. It happens, I guess, because humans have their desires, but it had really shaped my mindset of the community VR chat is, and the type of people older men are, because I know that older men are not always going to be predatory, but of course I do still have a little bit of trauma with that. I used to be on a lot of public Discord servers, but some person who just sent me their details, and I was like, what the heck? What do I do? Especially since it was like my first ever moment getting something like this. Because I'm not someone who watches those adult videos, and I'm not someone who really likes any of that. Especially since at this time I was really young, so I was receiving this. And even when I said my age, they still continued to do it. But I realized this person has no tie on me, so I just locked them right away. There are just so many men and women too. I've seen women do it to like 13-year-olds. There are friends that I used to have, and I say used because they've become people that I don't really like to associate with. They used to be like innocently playing VRChat or innocently playing a video game, but then they started thinking of every online thing as a dating website. You don't have to get those type of pictures or those type of things from the minors online. Like, you could, get a job or, go on those adult websites to get your pleasure or whatever. And yeah. I was so glad that I was able to get out of that situation, because I know it's hard for a lot of people, but sometimes just pausing, taking a step back, taking a deep breath, just really looking at the situation helps a ton. I just hope I'm more comfortable with myself in the future. I guess a lot of people have that dream to be more comfortable with themselves and be more happy with what they have, because a lot of things in my life I should be grateful for. It's just hard to be grateful for something. When I was a child, I didn't have the love that I really wanted. That may sound selfish, I guess, but it is what it is. It happened, and now I'm here. One thing to always get out of toxic online relationships is always confide in other people. The thing with online relationships is they can't really have a hold of you. Unless they're doing some illegal hacker type thing, they can't really get a hold of you. You always have your own mind. You don't have to send that picture of you. You don't have to do any of that. You can always just turn away from it. Confide in your mom or dad or older sibling or friend or any person outside of online. There's always going to be someone you could turn to. When someone does try to make you do something, you have to realize that you're in your own mind and that they're not controlling you. You're in control of yourself. You just have to remember that maybe if you just took some time before you sent the picture, you can always pause. Try to think to yourself, is this what makes me happy? And if it doesn't, just don't do it. Don't do it. If you know that it's not something that will help you in the future, or if you know it's something that goes against your will, don't do it. Just don't do it. Even though I knew my values at heart, I was too much of a naive person and a coward to really stick to them, because I was very afraid of hurting the people around me. I feel everyone who is watching might be like, oh, she's so stupid for doing this or that. I'm a teenager at that time, so of course I'm more naive to things and I was more vulnerable to things. But sometimes it's okay to hurt the people around you if you're realizing that it's something for the benefit of you. I became ready to talk about it because 3 months ago there was a man who approached me. I was able to physically say, hey, I don't like you, go away, and I blocked him. I'm just really concerned about a lot of the girls out there and boys. I'm just really worried for that part of the population of your viewers and everyone else who's going to hear this. But I think the most important thing that I learned from everything was the fact that I had to stay true to my values. It was good to talk to you about this, and I hope the video helps. Just if one person ever takes my advice, I'm just happy if someone is able to make use of my advice.
Hey, so I really hope that video helped you guys in some way. Press this button to subscribe, press this box or this box to watch a previous video, and please leave a nice comment for the person in the video below. See you guys.
Hold on, wait. I'm coming back. Oh hey, you're still here. Well, why don't you check down below for our Discord and Patreon?